What's going on, everybody? Welcome on in the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Seatman, and coming up on today's show, is the NFL's worst fear about the Vikings coming true? We're going to talk about it on today's show, and you guys are going to love some quotes from JJ McCarthy coming up here in just a second. But before we do so, this is an updated look at our Week 1 sub battle versus Bears Now. This channel is a wagon. They got over 100,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and we are closing in on 60K, but I want to beat them in the Week 1 sub battle. My guy Harrison Graham does great work for our Bears channel, but I want to beat him. So if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button today. Don't miss a thing. The season is finally here. If you guys are fired up and want to get more Vikings content on your YouTube page, hit that subscribe button. All right, so what is the fear? What is the NFL shaking in their boots about? It's if the Vikings have a quarterback in JJ McCarthy, and I understand he hasn't played a snap yet. He hasn't even played a game on the road yet, or thrown a pass on the road. Obviously, his first two preseason games being at home, but I think the Vikings got a dog at QB. And JJ was asked about his return to Chicago, and his answer will fire you guys up. This is what he had to say. He said, I feel like home is in Minnesota. It's just a business trip. Go down there, execute some football plays, and see what happens. So he's not even buying into like that nostalgic feeling where it's like, oh, I'm going back to my hometown. I'm going to see all my buddies. I'm going to see all my family. He does not care. All he cares about is going out there and executing some football plays. And that's what he's going to do. So just even having that mindset where it's not like, buying into all that hype. He's just trying to go do his job, and he's really built from that Tom Brady mentality, which is why I'm such a believer in him. But also, J.J. McCarthy, an absolute sicko. This was put out there in a recent article talking about his preparation for Dennis Allen and the Bears defense. Obviously, D.A. being the defensive coordinator for the Chicago Bears, saying it's even about putting aside the notes he's taken on Bears defensive coordinator Dennis Allen. On his iPad, McCarthy will have copious color-coded bullet points on Allen's situational work, his personal tendencies, his schematic history, his philosophy, and his employer history, and more. Fire me the hell up. We already knew this about JJ, that he is a sicko. Whatever his ceiling is, whatever his max potential is, being a quarterback in the NFL, he will get to that ceiling. Is that a top 5 quarterback? Is that a top 3 quarterback? Who the hell knows? But whatever that ceiling is, he will meet that because this guy, it's all about football. It's all about winning games. He's lost 4 games since his freshman year of high school, which is just an unbelievable stat. But also more reason why to believe in the Vikings and to believe in J.J. McCarthy. I think the Vikings, and we were saying this last year, but I think it's even more true with the improved offensive line, they got the best support system in the NFL. And it starts up top. It starts with Kevin O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell is the most quarterback-friendly coach to play for in the league. Because obviously KOC being a quarterback, he understands the ins and outs, what it feels like to be out there on the football field. So that's number one. But then also, you got Justin Jefferson. You got Jordan Addison. You got Adam Thielen. And then you got a guy like TJ Hawkinson, who I'm guessing TJ, still in his prime. He wants to prove a lot of people wrong. Had a down year this past year coming off that torn ACL. So, he's going to be ready to go, and he should have an improved run game. Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason, a top 5 offensive line. They put a lot of money into this roster, but just offensively, pick a hole on the team. There is none. Not at a single position, which I think the Vikings, maybe the Eagles are the only other team, but having 0 holes offensively, it's like the Vikes and the Eagles, and that's about it. So the support system is obviously number 1, and then number 2 here, you're going to have a top 3 defense in the league. I think it's going to be a battle between the Denver Broncos, Pittsburgh Steelers, and the Minnesota Vikings on who has the top unit in the NFL when it's all said and done. And it's going to start up front for this ball club because the additions of Hargrave and Allen are going to pay huge dividends, especially week 1 where the Bears' offensive line, they got a lot of praise. A lot of people are high on them, but it's going to take some time to build that continuity and that chemistry amongst those offensive linemen. But you have great defensive tackles. You have great depth. Like, I love Elijah Williams, TID, and obviously Levi Drake Rodriguez. But you pair all that up with one of the best edge rushing departments in the NFL. I mean, this defense has all types of potential. Like, I think Jonathan Grenard, this guy's one of the most underrated players in the league. Like, this guy's had 12.5 sacks past 2 seasons. Andrew Van Ginkel, one of the only players in NFL history, I think it was, have the 70-plus tackles, like 10-plus TFLs, 10-plus sacks, and 2 touchdowns. Like, he's fantastic. And then all behind him, you just got a guy like Dallas Turner, who's got some of the most ridiculous potential at the edge rusher department in the NFL. So you got 3 great edges. You got a great defensive line. It's all setting up for these guys to be dominant up front, and that's where it starts. Now, the one question mark with the Vikings defense is going to be the secondary. And if the cornerback room can just be middle of the pack, like let's just say when it's all said and done, the Vikes got the 14th best corners in the NFL. This defense has historic potential. I'm not just talking best defense in the league. I'm talking best defense of the last decade because you have elite talent, and then you got that guy up top. You got Brian Flores. It's all, all little pieces of the pie that could make this defense so great. And, speaking about Flores, third reason to believe is I think the Vikes got a top 3 coaching staff in the entire NFL. And honestly, I think they have the best coaching staff in the NFC. And they probably have the best combination. If you just had to say offensive play caller, defensive play caller, probably one of the top in the NFL. And, I think when it's, when it's all said and done, and when we're talking about this Vikings team heading into the season, the biggest reason to believe in the Vikings is the coaching staff. Because you look at their team last year, did they have some good talent? Obviously. They lost Darisaw. They had a pretty terrible offensive line, at least in my opinion, especially on the interior. And the talent defensively was probably B-level talent. But that coaching staff got that team to win 14 games. Imagine what they're going to do this year with an improved O-line, improved D-line, just improved roster overall. Biggest reason to believe in the Vikings is because of KOC and Flores. And I'll tell you what, if you love yourself some Kevin O'Connell, just give me a SKOL down below. I was just really thinking about KOC, and I understand the huge narrative. He's got to win a playoff game. Like, he hasn't won a playoff game just yet. I understand that. This was supposed to be part of the rebuild. Like, we weren't supposed to be winning 13, 14 games 2 out of the last 3 seasons. But why did we? It's because of the head coach. And now he's got his quarterback. He's got his elite roster. I cannot wait to see what he's going to do. So if you guys love yourself some KOC, hit me with a SKOL down below. Now we'll dive into 2 more reasons why you should believe in the Minnesota Vikings here in a second. But today's episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Now, you and I make decisions every single day. But on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid. So don't miss any of the action this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. And just download the app today, plug in promo code CLNS, get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. And it's super simple to play. All you got to do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. And if you get your picks right, you could cash in and put some serious cheddar in your back pocket. And Prize Picks puts their users first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Speaking of the football season, week 1, Vikes taking on the Bears. Already got a lineup cooked up. I'm going to take the more on Santos, the Bears kicker, making 2 field goals or more. Same with Will Reichard. And then I think Hawk's going to have a massive bounce-back year starting this Monday night. And take us more on receiving yards. And don't sleep on J.J. McCarthy and those legs. 15.5 rushing yards. I'm going to take the more. And then I got to give some love to the Bears. I thought the Colson Loveland pick was fantastic. So I'll give the more on his receiving yards in this game. But if you guys could, download the Prize Picks app today. Plug in that promo code CLNS, and we'll get you guys hooked up with $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. But shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's show. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Alrighty, so here are the first 3 reasons to believe in them, but also number 4, the breakout candidates on this team. Now, I think everybody gives, the blue chippers on this roster a lot of love for some good reasons. Like Darisaw, Jefferson, Grenard, one of the best trios you can have. But there's also some guys that could break out and take this roster where I already think it's top 5 in the NFL, could potentially make it the best roster in the league. And it starts with Jordan Mason. I think he's one of the most underrated backs in the league. He's supposed to have a massive year. But you also got a guy like Isaiah Rodgers where, kind of a slept-on corner, but Flores clearly believes in him a whole lot. And then a guy like Jalen Redmond as well. Like, he's one of the better interior defensive linemen on this team. And, people don't really know about him. So I'm excited to him kind of make a name for himself this Monday night. And obviously Dallas Turner, probably the biggest breakout candidate here. If he could kind of replicate, what a guy like Nolan Smith did or a guy like Jermaine Johnson did from their year 1 to year 2 jump where both those guys played limited action, only had around 3 sacks, but they took that next step once they started getting more playing time. So I could see that being the case for Turner. And also you got a guy like Theo Jackson. So you already got a top, roster in the league, in my opinion. But if, like, let's just say 3 or 4 of those guys end up, exceeding our expectations, I mean, the sky's the limit for this team. And the final reason to believe, it's the quarterback. It is J.J. McCarthy. And it still drives me crazy. Whenever I see other people talk about this kid, they just don't know what they're talking about. And it all stems back to, Cowherd saying he doesn't have a strong arm. Michael Wilbon recently was saying he thinks J.J. McCarthy sucks. This guy gets more hate, more just unnecessary criticism than any quarterback I've ever seen without taking a snap in the NFL. The haters, the doubters will be proven wrong very quickly. Even my guy Harvey Buxton's going to be proven wrong quickly. And I got full faith in my guy, J.J. McCarthy. Hopefully he's the franchise quarterback here for a very long time. But you're in the most QB-friendly offense in the league. This guy's got all the traits you could want, a massive arm, good mobility. He's got a great mindset. He checks every single box. And honestly, I think us Vikings fans, I think we're underrating what he's going to do in year 1. I think I'm underrating what he's going to do in year 1, and I think he's going to go win 12 games. But if he looks like a top 10 quarterback at some point this season, the Vikes will be serious Super Bowl contenders. But if you guys could, let's show number 9. QB wants some love down below in the comments section. Type those 9s, and we appreciate all of you guys for tuning in to today's show. See you guys next time. As always,